You say you want more, a better life, deeper love, stronger purpose. But something inside you never quite believes it will happen. And the truth is that something has been with you for a long, long time. You have been taught quietly, slowly, and without words, that what you want is too much, that your needs are inconvenient, that your standards are impossible. And so, you started shrinking. Not all at once, but little by little. You stopped asking for more because you were afraid to look ungrateful. You stopped dreaming too loud because someone called you unrealistic. You stopped choosing yourself because it felt selfish to not make everyone else comfortable. And here you are now, waking up every day in a life that feels too small, wearing a version of yourself that never really fit, smiling in rooms that exhaust you, staying quiet when something inside you is screaming, telling yourself maybe next time, even though you have lost count of how many times that has already been. And you wonder why nothing changes. You wonder why people keep treating you the same, why relationships feel so one-sided, why you attract opportunities that never quite match your worth. It is because people don't give you what you want. They give you what you believe you deserve. And belief isn't just a thought, it's a pattern. It shows up in the way you walk into a room, the way you text back too fast, the way you tolerate the bare minimum and still call it love, the way you laugh off being ignored, the way you lower your tone when speaking the truth. Every day, you're teaching the world how to treat you. And every time you stay silent, accept less, or betray your gut, you're sending the same message. I don't believe I deserve better. But you do. You deserve more than people-pleasing exhaustion. You deserve more than being the strong one with no one to hold you. You deserve more than chasing affection like it's oxygen. More than shrinking so someone else can shine. More than bending yourself backwards just to earn love that should have been freely given. The problem is not the world. The problem is not your past. The problem is the way your past trained your nervous system to feel unsafe when you're treated well, to question kindness, to flinch when someone sees you, to run from what feels like respect because you don't know what it looks like anymore. This is not your fault, but it is your responsibility. No one else can climb into your body and rewrite what you believe. No one else can do the unlearning for you. No one else can decide that the cycle ends with you. You deserve more, but first, you have to believe it without proof. You have to say no to what no longer serves you before something better arrives. You have to hold space for what you've never had before it even knows how to find you. And you have to believe you are worthy, even when no one claps, even when no one agrees, even when it feels like too much. Because that belief, that is the foundation of everything. That is what breaks the cycle. That is what calls in the love, the freedom, the life you were always meant for. And if it terrifies you to believe it, good. That means you're standing at the edge of something real. Most people do not realize that self-worth is not built through words. It is built through action, through choices, through what you allow, what you protect, and what you walk away from, even when it hurts. Because the moment you start believing you deserve more, everything you once tolerated begins to look unfamiliar, uncomfortable, wrong. Not because it changed, but because you did. The texts that once made you smile now feel empty. The job that once felt safe now feels suffocating. The friends who once made you laugh now make you question who you have been trying to be. That is the silent war of self-respect. It ruins everything that was built on your silence. And that is why most people never do it. They would rather be liked than be whole. They would rather repeat what is familiar than risk stepping into the unknown. They would rather keep saying, "It is not that bad," than face the terrifying question, if I believe I deserve more, what if I have to leave everything behind to get it? And the answer is, maybe you will. But maybe you need to, because the life you deserve will not arrive while you keep saying yes to the one that is slowly draining you. This is not about arrogance. It is not about perfection. It is about alignment, about remembering who you were before you were told to play small, before they convinced you that love has to be earned, before you were taught that shrinking makes you safer. They lied to you, not out of malice, but because they were lied to too. Most people pass down their wounds like family heirlooms, and if you do not wake up, you will do the same. You will grow up thinking that survival is success, that being tired all the time is normal, that emotional neglect is love, that being chosen by someone else is more important than choosing yourself. And one day, you will look in the mirror and not recognize who you have become. A version of you that was built for approval, not for peace. But something in you is waking up. Something in you is starting to question what you've accepted. Something in you is starting to ask, what if I am not the problem? What if I have always been enough, but was too hurt to see it? That is the beginning, the spark, the crack in the mask. And even if it still feels far away, that is the part of you that refuses to be ignored anymore. That is the part of you that will save your life. You deserve to rest without guilt, to speak without fear, to be loved without proving your worth, to walk away without apologizing, to say, this is not enough, and not second-guess it, to build a life that feels like freedom, not just survival. But here is the paradox. You will not fully receive what you deserve until you stop settling for what you do not. That is the hard part, saying no without knowing what will replace it, trusting a future you have never seen, letting go of people who still smile at you, risking discomfort for dignity. That is where most people quit, because they are still looking for proof before they leap. But belief does not work like that. You have to leap before you see. You have to become the version of yourself that your current life cannot sustain. Only then will the world rearrange itself around your worth. You keep waiting for someone to show up and give you permission to say, yes, you've suffered enough. Yes, now you can choose peace. Yes, now you're allowed to want more. But no one is coming. That permission, it has to come from you. You have to be the one to stop the cycle. You have to be the one who says, I will no longer accept the version of me that was built by fear, silence, and survival. The moment you do that, everything starts to shift. Maybe not immediately, maybe not all at once. But the energy changes. You start walking differently, speaking differently, thinking differently. Not because you're pretending to be confident, but because you're finally remembering who you were before they told you who to be. This is what self-respect looks like. Not loud, not proud, not flashy, but quiet, consistent, unshakable. It looks like saying no when you're used to saying yes. It looks like resting when your mind screams that you have to earn it. It looks like leaving the relationship that almost gives you love, but never fully does. It looks like trusting the silence. sitting in the space between who you were and who you are becoming. That space is sacred, and it is terrifying, because you do not yet have the life you are building, but you also cannot go back to the one you had. So you stand in that tension, in the unfamiliar, in the loneliness, in the ache. And that is where belief is forged, not in books, not in speeches, not in dreams, but in the stillness of deciding you are worthy before the world agrees. You deserve to live in alignment. You deserve a life that does not drain you. You deserve love that does not confuse you. You deserve peace that is not earned, but felt. You deserve to become someone you are proud to be alone with. But that version of you is expensive. It will cost you comfort. It will cost you people who only love the unhealed version of you. It will cost you being misunderstood. It will cost you the illusion of control. But what you gain is priceless. You gain freedom, clarity, boundaries, real love, self-trust, and the kind of peace that can only come from knowing. You finally stop begging for crumbs and remembered you've always had the recipe for the whole meal. So if no one else ever tells you, you are not too much. You are not unworthy. You are not broken. You are simply taught to believe those things by people who never learned to love themselves either. It is not your job to fix them. It is your job to rise. And you will. As soon as you stop asking for permission to become someone you have already been this entire time. You deserve more. And this time, you will not forget it.